Well, the objective of this practice is to calculate the values of the voltage and the currents in each resistance of the circuits and compare these results with different methods as theoretical, simulation, and implementation. For the theoretical solutions of these circuits, the mesh method was used. First of all, each of the meshes was defined and the direction was chosen, which in this case was clockwise. Then using this method, we obtain three equations, which when we solve them, we obtain the values of each current. In the same way, we did the necessary operations to obtain the currents of each resistor. Then, applying Ohm's law, we can see that we can obtain the values of each voltage of each resistor. First of all, we can see that in the voltage number 1, the value is 9 volts, and the voltage 4 is 0 volts.
For this part, we used the software of Tinkercad when we made the simulation by adding the protoboard, the resistance, some cables, and the power supply. Okay, by using this software, we use the multimeters to calculate the voltage by putting the cables on each side of the resistance. But if the value was negative, we only change the sides of the cables in the multimeter. For this part, we use the same power supply, the same multimeter, but we need to calculate the current. The current is calculated in series, so we need to disconnect a side of the resistance to put the cable of the multimeter on the side that is disconnected and the other cable on the side that is connected to calculate the current correctly.
Now, for the last part, what we did was the physical measurements about the current and the circuit for each resistance. We did it now physically with a protoboard in the laboratory. Now we use this power tool in order to set our voltage to 9 into our protoboard. And we created the first protoboard just as the circuit indicated. Now, for the physical voltage measurements, what we did was we used a voltmeter and two ends in order to, with this, put them in the resistance in the protoboard, positive and negative, and with this, we were able to measure three voltages in order to compare them with the results we had either in the simulation or in the theoretical work that we did. So we just placed them, and the multimeter showed us the voltage that it had. Now for the currents, we did the same, but with a different measurement tool. Well, tool and method, because the first thing we did is pull out one side of the resistance, and with that we connected it to the positive side, and the line in which the resistance was in, the one we just pulled out, the side we just pulled out, in that one it's where we connected the negative. So in that way, we could measure the current in each of the resistors.
As a conclusion, in this class I learned how using different methods you can reach the same result. As well as to obtain the theoretical solution, I applied different methods such as Kirchhoff's law, a joints method, mesh analysis, and Ohm's law to verify that our values were correct. I was also surprised to see that in the Tinkercad modeler and using the protoboard in the laboratory in class, we obtained very similar values. I really didn't expect these results, and that's what I was surprised most. And I really enjoyed doing this practice because I think I learned so much.